What's up, guys? Welcome back to the SLI South American Winners Bracket qualifying games. We got DC.SA going up against Luccini, and they drafted a lot faster than I thought they would. They've been going so slowly all day, and suddenly just pick, and then we're here. So I'm a little bit late to the draft. Whoops, my bad. Guys, I'm Mike Loris, going to be casting this, which can be the last game of the night. DC.SA dismantling Luccini. Wasn't even close, and now we have ourselves an interesting scenario. DC.SA once again pick up Night Stalker. Night Stalker did well in the last game, but it was hard to compare him to what Attune was doing, so it's hard to tell. But they get Night Stalker, they join him with an Ancient Apparition, which is usually going to be a reasonable opening. You get a good mix of utility out of that Night Stalker, and Ancient Apparition get a lot of power to that safe lane. But then you have an issue of Luccini side with Necrophos and Batrider. And by issue, I mean issue for Luccini, because Necrophos is a great hero for sure. I mean, he was first banned in the last game. He's very frequently banned up in any other given game, but there's a reason why teams aren't super eager to pick up Necrophos without also picking up Ancient Apparition. Usually when we see Necrophos, he's with AA, and that's for two reasons. One, so you don't have to play against him, and two, because Ice Vortex with Scythe is pretty darn good. But up against Necrophos now is the AA with the Night Stalker, and that's quite an issue for Necrophos. Crippling Fear is a ridiculous silence. Everyone knows that, but Ancient Apparition also cuts out most of the regenerative capacity of Necrophos. If you land that ice effect, Necrophos is almost guaranteed to die in the fight, which is really difficult to deal with. So good luck to Necrophos. We'll see what Luccini can do to really enable that hero. Shaker and Bloodseeker will be banned out. Luccini, obviously, with the Necrophos and Batrider pick, going pretty heavy into this single target focus. And team fight still is a possibility, of course, but just looking to get that initiation off on their own terms. That's where Night Stalker becomes a pretty powerful hero, denying the enemy their vision and maintaining your own. Really quite nice. And Ancient Apparition does that to some extent as well. Getting those little vortexes on the ground. Not always going to be the best scouting tool necessarily, but you see Luccini are going really deep now in order to make sure that their initiation goes off without a hitch. Going in for some early game power now in that Tusk. I mean, they had a pretty free pick there. They're looking for two supports, and DC are looking for none. So, obviously, Luccini are pretty comfortable picking up any support they want.
5 seconds remaining.
And Tusk, he's okay here, it seems. I think I personally, in general, prefer the Earth Spirit. Although I prefer watching the Tusk. I think Earth Spirit's the better hero. Now, usually for Tusk, you want to have some sort of big defensive tool. Like, if you were DC side and you're up against Necrophos and you could still fit it in, then yeah, you go for a Tusk and get that protection. But right now, you're not really protecting against anything in particular, but still mixed utility with this hero for sure is going to make him quite nice. They would like a little bit more damage, though. If they are going to activate the safe lane, Tusk, Necrophos is fine, but is definitely missing a pretty big piece there. As DC.SA grab that Faceless Void. Silencer is still in the pool right now. And for Luccini, that actually looks like the perfect pick. Silencer to cover the Batrider's initiation will 9 times out of 10 set up for a kill, which may or may not be a Scythe kill. Being able to cancel any follow-up on a Faceless Void Chronosphere is incredibly powerful. Plus, they're missing their secondary safe lane support, so it does seem like that's probably going to be... I mean, that's a pretty premium pick here. Let's be real. Luccini can put this Necrophos in the safe lane or the mid lane, so they have further options there. DC.SA probably just looking to build up some pretty nice team fight power here. Ready to have the Ancient Apparition and that Faceless Void, so their supporting crew is done. And Ice Blast with Chronosphere is pretty darn powerful. What else do they want for that combo? Puck is actually still in the pool. How is Puck still in the pool, you may ask? I don't have an answer for you. He's just there. Would actually be pretty darn good for DC.SA to get their initiation off without a hitch. Alternatively, going for a Quap is also pretty reasonable. Tinker is not too bad with the Faceless Void, although you don't really want to be picking Tinker up against a Batrider Tusk. So probably not that hero, but the other ones for sure. DC.SA want to go for a little bit more pushing power. They can go for a Death Prophet or something like that, but Luccini get a Visage instead. Now, we have seen Visage picked up in just one of these other games, and he was not played as a core, which is, at least nowadays, the norm. So, Visage support / core. That's pretty good if you're going to look to focus down just one target at a time. That's really where Visage is at his strongest. Now the Weaver is up, though, and Luccini kind of awkwardly low on disables. That's what Visage doesn't really bring to the table. Chill is great, but up against Void, up against Weaver, DC.SA may just literally run circles around Luccini right now. Now, yeah, they do have the Scythe, and they do have that Lasso, so they will have some tools. But you know what item Weaver loves to get? He loves to get Lincoln Sphere. And Lincoln Sphere is going to be an absolute all-star here for DC.SA's Weaver. Just looking for that mid lane matchup now, I would assume. I'm going to assume a support Visage. Visage Tusk is pretty powerful. The damage is pretty slow, though. Like, Tusk is very much so about the displacement, about the right clicks. That doesn't really fill the Soul Assumption bar that quickly. Necrophos as well, if he's going to go towards that safe lane. Has okay amounts of damage, and whoa, an Oracle last. So, okay. Is Ancient Apparition going mid? Well, I mean, let's get this out of the way first. Oracle, just as a hero, absolutely incredible versus Necrophos. Is absolutely incredible up against Batrider. But where is he actually going to go? Because HFN, he's going to pick up the Weaver. We have, yes, it's an Atune. Hey, oh my lord. We have ourselves a little bit of a twist here. Now, there's actually a thread on Reddit that was like, why isn't Oracle picked up versus Necrophos as much? And, well, we're going to see, I think, both the reason why he is picked up against Necrophos in this game, because, he just was, and also the reason why he wasn't, because he is a very awkward hero. His offensive power is so situational, especially when you're dealing with the likes of Tusk and an Anti-Mage. Your offensive power is certainly going to be lacking. But you know what? Oracle and the downside of Oracle and the Purifying Flames, ready for this? Doesn't heal the enemies if you Ice Blast them. Next level. Next level synergies here for DC.SA. I believe it was in the European qualifiers of this same tournament where Na'Vi just ran, like, it was like 5-6 hours ago. They ran a mid lane AA for Dendi up against a Tiny and Io. And let me tell you something, guys. It was mediocre. It really didn't do that well. But hopefully this time, Atune will be able to show off that prowess that we saw in the last game. Because there's something really special about mid lane AA. I don't really know what it is. Like, I love this hero. AA, since he was released, since the first time I played him, like, this hero is the shit. This hero is amazing. Giving him farm, giving him extra love, he's not quite going to be able to run the map as an Enchantress, as we saw in the last game. But is going to give DC a lot of defensive power with this Oracle. And they still have, at the end of the day, a Carry Weaver, a Faceless Void. These are heroes that scale pretty darn well into the late game. So although your late game Ancient Apparition is going to be, let's be honest, terrible, it is not going to hold a candle to anything the Anti-Mage is going to bring to the table. Necrophos, same thing. You will still have enough power there. At least in theory, you'll have enough power there. So I want to see what DC are going to do with this, because this is, again, a little bit of a twist here. Wow. I would say, in general, the exception being perhaps this, like, support Visage, which is, again, not really the norm these days. Luccini's lanes are looking extremely solid. Pretty standard Batrider offlane stuff. Is that it? Yeah, okay, that's just in the circle, it seems. GG indeed. You know, this is pretty standard stuff. Batrider towards the offlane. Necrophos looking to go eat this ward. Yeah, they're gonna give it to him. Nice. They're gonna go towards the mid lane and Anti-Mage safe lane. DC, they do have enough answers to kill off Anti-Mages. That's not really going to be a huge issue. But again, we're going to have a game where I'm going to be staring at the mid lane. If you guys don't want that, well then, you can leave. Because it's going to happen. Like, there's no way to stop it. Faceless Void is going to be going up against a pretty tough lane. He's going to be poked at 24/7, and losing your mana as Faceless Void is really unpleasant. He should still be able to get CS on occasion, but Tusk rotating in, yeah, maybe not going to be super relevant. It's going to be mostly towards the mid lane where the Tusk is going to look to flex his muscles. He's going to get the freeze on the Necrophos. Yeah, he will still eat the Tango. But honestly, guys, cards on the table, I have no idea how this matchup of AA versus Necrophos plays out. I mean, we get to see two weird mid lane matchups in a row, which is kind of sweet. With the Tusk here, well, it's going to look pretty darn good for Jamari. Creeps are actually going to let Attune through. I don't know why that didn't block. It looked like it should have. But Attune going to live. I would assume, just based off of what these heroes do, that the Necrophos should have this lane on lock. But again, this is not your standard lane setup. Attune is clearly versed in these jank-ass setups, so I'm not really sure what to expect out of this lane. For right now, though, HFN on the Weaver top lane is going up against 0 opposition. It is pretty darn impossible to kill off a Weaver as a Bat Rider. And you need to spam that sticky napalm to get any sort of semblance of lane control. And if you do that, you fill up the magic stick. I don't really know why that one didn't work. Really just not getting magic wand charges here. Whatever, man. But yeah, a Weaver with extra mana means he's going to be sending more and more bugs your way. And not to feed you, he's going to be killing you with that. Shikuchi as well. Just going to be spammed out every single time because it's free to him. It doesn't cost him anything. He has the wand charges for days. Jericho and Matthew fist fighting for the rune. Rune's going to show up. This is a level 2 Visage actually, but King RD has the trump card. That's a double damage rune. He's going to root down the Tusk. Shards only, but they will already take down Matthew. Can King RD fight his way out of this? I'm not really too sure. Double damage is strong, but I'm not really sure if it's this strong. It's not. Jericho's going to survive, get 2 kills with the help of this Visage. And that is Soul Assumption power right there. Really expensive, really situational. But if you're able to fill that bar up, man, you're going to be doing some serious deeps. He's actually freezing Necrophos a little more than I would expect. I expected him to freeze Necrophos literally 0 times. But already he's at 2, so, you know, new record.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the lane is going to be drawn pretty even here. Unlike last game, Attune is, again, not going to be running this map. It's also not going to be absolutely crushing this mid lane. Attune is going to get jumped here. Jericho, shards are up, and the creeps going to wall off Attune pretty hard here. He's just going to die to the right clicks of Jamari. Super clunky hero, this Ancient Apparition. He's just slow. He's slow. He doesn't have any sort of escape. And Tusk is going to make sure that he's going to punish that as much as he can. In the meantime, Anti-Mage farming pretty darn well. See Tekka just going to get his passives up. Can't really expect to be able to cast your Time Walk here with any sort of consistency. So just go for the passives. See what you can do with your allies, perhaps. RD, though, stuck in a corner. And start charging up the root. We'll land it on 2, but he also heals up Jericho right afterwards. So he ends up giving him quite a bit of extra sustain. Now Tekka. Well, Grave Chilled, that's about it. Luccini are kind of feasting right now on these DC heroes. And ordinarily, if there was like a regular lane matchup, it would be, well, you know, Ancient Apparition or generic mid laner X. Still getting farms, still can recover with the pace of the game, but it does feel like Ancient Apparition is just not that type of hero. If you're playing from behind as an AA, you're a support AA, and you really can't do with a 3rd support on DC. Matthew is scouting around nighttime. And still they have HFN absolutely free on this top lane. Locked out this Bat Rider pretty darn hard. Forced him to go for that Soul Ring. Jan gonna take to the skies. HFN gonna take quite a bit of damage. He's actually still staying in the Firefly. He's gonna pick a fight further with this Bat Rider, but has to watch out for his charges of napalm on himself. Jan is still bugged up. They have Matthew coming in from the south, and with one more double shot, HFN will get the kill, and hey, look at that. Wand charges, and he's pretty much at full HP, though we do have another roll in towards Attune. Where's the shards? There they are. And Attune's got to walk around them again. Is there a scythe? No, not quite. With his right clicks, is he going to freeze? He will, but the skull's going to follow him. You're not fast enough to escape that, so say goodbye. Dead again. Even more regen now for the Necrophos, and he is A-okay in this mid lane. Fantastic time for him. Honestly, not much is here to challenge him with just an AA opposition. This is looking like it's going to be a tough game for DC. The Faceless Void, to their credit, is still getting a lot of experience. Bat Rider, though, is a Bat Rider. You need a couple levels, and you can clear out jungle scat. My god, can I speak English, please? Jungle camps. Pretty reliably. It's not ideal, but it's sure as hell better than going into this top lane and dying to a Weaver again and again. HFN got a lot of farm last game as the Anti-Mage. We'll see if he can make that happen to any sort of reasonable degree in this game as well. Weaver, though, inherently just doesn't farm as fast as someone like an Anti-Mage, who, by the way, is on the other side now, and maybe just going straight for that pretty standard power treads into Battle Fury build. Ice Blast is up, though there is no Chronosphere yet. Ice Blast is great, again, for dealing with Necrophos, but you really do need to get some sort of setup. Cold Feet is not easy to actually land. Jamari kind of let it land a handful of times, but see, like, you need a second, even a third hero there if you're going to end up actually killing the Necrophos with that Ice Blast setup. Usually the hero, at least in this game, is going to kind of have to be a Faceless Void. A wraparound from a Night Stalker, I don't even know if that's good enough, honestly. Like, if you apply the chill effect, yeah, you have a chance. But it's really all about that Cold Feet. Like, the Ice Blast, let's say, is guaranteed. If the Cold Feet lands, you can get a kill. If not, if it doesn't freeze in place, then that's just not going to happen. Top lane, Blightstone on the Weaver. We'll see how much damage he's able to do this tower. Has the power treads, has the Aquila aura turned on, of course. It's going to do quite a decent chunk of damage. Bat Rider's still nowhere to be seen. Jen doesn't want any part of that. There's an Ice Blast heading towards this bottom lane, which will see the Tusk. Will hit the Anti-Mage. There is mana here on the Faceless Void. 2 shots will deplete him. Well, he has a Mango, actually, so he's pretty much guaranteed a time walk out. Unless he just stops moving. That's pretty bad. Still has the Mango and then jump out. And is going to do just that. In the meantime, they actually pick off Jamari. Shards are off the mark. I chose the wrong fight to watch. Jamari teleported in towards the top lane. And I guess just got 3v1'd. My apologies, guys. I was not expecting any sort of defense there. I mean, if Bat Rider isn't going to go, and then who is? It should not be the Necrophos. That's for damn sure.
Invisibility. Radiant's top tower is under
Pull the creep wave. And, oh, they also catch the Bat Rider. T-Tor is so bad. If only there was some sort of, like, notification that came up here in the casting slot that was, like, flashing. It was like, hey, dumbass, people are dying. You should probably go watch it. That would make my life so much easier. This Weaver, though, on top of the world. Ancient Apparition so far. Not doing all that much, but he's going to go for that Midas. King RD, what's your level looking like? 4. Not all that bad. Matthew should be very similar, and they are. Tower is going to go down, it looks like. Would not recommend a defense here. You do see the Bat Rider just farming it up. Can't really do anything about that. They probably can do something about this, but it's just better to take down the tower. Speaking of, tower will be claimed by HFN.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
They have the Chronosphere, they have the Ice Blast. It was just sent out, apparently. I don't really know where. But Tune, either way, is going to live a little while longer. Now, usually Ancient Apparition Midases build into Ags. Force Staff is pretty good here. Glimmer Cape is incredible here. Not really sure if he wants to be played a little bit more as like a traditional core, in the sense that he wants to be able to do damage as opposed to save his allies. Really, it's a lot of personal choice there. And team preference. I like this, though. As an Ancient Apparition, you may have this kind of Sunstrike-esque ability, but still, you want to get involved in action as much as you can. He's actually going to break smoke and keep farming the mid lane for the Midas. As the rest of the allies go down towards bottom lane, here comes the Ice Blast. Zinder is right in the path, but they will go for the Anti-Mage instead. With the bugs coming in, he's frosted, he's dead. Zinders is going to Grave Chill HFN, though, on the chase. Quick TP out from Zinders, and it looks like, oh my god, the burst damage. from level 3 Purifying Flames is going to get them a twofer. And also scout out that stack. Now up on top lane, they are able to kind of reap the benefits of no Weaver. Looks like they are going to take a little bit of space on that top lane. But still, Faceless Void getting involved in these kills is that's like the most important thing to do. Faceless Void in the off lane isn't really usually going to get a lot of farm. And in this context, they really do need him to get a lot of farm. So, gotta make sure you Chronosphere every single time it's available. The more you Chronosphere, the more gold you get. The chance the game is going to go in your way. Especially when you have this mid AA. Which so far, I'm not too sure about. They did get a really early level of Ice Blast. And it's going to be a very early level 2 of Ice Blast. And I would assume it's going to be a really early Ags as well. It's like, yeah, you push all your timings up by, 5 minutes. But is it worth the cost? He is going to get snowballed. I don't think it's going to land. No, it just will land. Walrus Punch there with the Scythe. And he's dead. They do send out the Ice. It chills the Necrophos. But still, he gets the mana regeneration component. No health there. Zinder's here with his familiars. And they will both get out to safety. AA, why are you so slow, man? If he had power treads, I'm pretty sure just a little bit of extra movement speed would have kept him safe. King RD gonna witness this stack being cleared. Is gonna get blinked upon though. Couple shots. He will root down the anti-mage for just a split second, get himself out. Picked up level 6 from that. HFN, really just perseverance into Diffusal Blade. Interesting build. I mentioned earlier, Lincoln Sphere is a premium item, and he can still go for it. It does seem like he is going to favor his offensive power in this game. Diffusal Blade, great versus that Bat Rider. The Bat Rider, it's good versus the Bat Rider, I guess, but versus the Necrophos mostly. Just wants to make sure that he has that answer to the Ghost Shroud. Attune. Get jumped once again. This time has backup in the form of King RD. He's going to give Attune a little bit of extra juice with the healing. He's kind of stuck here thanks to the shards, and Attune can't really fight his way out of it. He'll take no damage, it seems. Pretty much perfectly break even there. Shards once again gonna land, and with the familiars overhead, Attune is gonna get grave chilled. Walrus Punch ready to use Snowball again though, and he will fall. TP coming in. We do have Matthew arrival as well, so they'll take the Tusk down. But these kills, killing off the mid lane of DC.SA, costing them quite a bit, including the entire mana pool of the Oracle. 2 TPs in. Just a handful of supports getting that kill also, so that is incredibly expensive. By this time in the last game, Anti-Mage, DC's Anti-Mage, did have his Battle Fury and Power Treads, I believe. So this particular game, whoever this is, slightly slower. But there's, again, not as much overall pressure, so he should be still fine. This Necrophos, though, man, he's got Travels. Can go for a Cloak, optional Hood for sure, but just some extra armor would be huge for this Necrophos. Right now, Ice Blast was already used. Here comes the Silence. Bug's gonna throw out as well. Does not actually connect on the Necrophos. And in fact, the double Familiar Stomp will hit onto the Night Stalker. Scythe will come in. As King RD uses that Fate's Edict just a little bit too early. Does cancel completely the Mana Void of the Anti-Mage. But unfortunately, just slightly off to also get on that Reaper's Scythe. DC once again losing a couple heroes here and there. HFN actually gonna go Lincoln Sphere or Diffusal Blade. I mean, I wouldn't mind either one. They're both really good. He's probably gonna end up getting both. It does seem like he's the heavy though. He's the one who has to be farming and staying alive. We'll see what the Faceless Void can do now that he has another Chronosphere. HFN absolutely cannot afford to die in this game. Every single time he does, that is probably just a disaster. They're going to group up over in the mid lane. Bugs to scout out. They have Obs set up. They will see the Tusk's arrival. Jericho's Shards will do pretty much nothing. Additional heroes coming in. Necrophos jumping in on some familiars. Also spotted by the Observer. Jump in. Lasso onto the Faceless Void. Can they chain stun him to death? Seems like it'll be close. Yeah, they do get him. Ice Blast as well coming in. Onto the Bat Rider, pretty much only. We'll make it a 1-for-1 trade. No Chronosphere here. HFN still perfectly healthy. They use the Scythe for this one as well. Anti-Mage, though, going to show up straight onto Attune. Just right-clicking him down. There is a Mana Void here that should get the kill. Anti-Mage blink forward once more, pops the AA. And in the back, the Oracle also in a lot of trouble, forced to protect himself. HFN still doing a lot of damage here. Teleport out from King RD is going to fail. But HFN now, with the help of Matthew, on top of another one, making it 3 for 3 so far. Anti-Mage gonna show up once more. Shrine is there. You don't want to fight in there, guys. Bad idea, DC. Shards will be off. Matthew with his movement speed should be able to get out of here. They do have the Faceless Void coming in. Familiar 1 will fall. Familiar 2 spotted by Matthew, but he's just gonna help with Tekka's Faceless Void Chronosphere play, but no real opportunities here. They do see the Tusk. Throws in more shards. HFN still has not died, though. This is still pretty decent for DC. Is there an Ice Blast coming in? Not just yet. Should be sending it towards the mid lane soon enough. Everyone will blink out of there. It looks like that should just about be it. HFN at half HP does have a time lapse, and now a Lincoln Sphere fully completed, but not really sure if they're going to look to do anything super aggressive. Well, if they find a free hero in the middle of nowhere, they'll take it. That's for damn sure. Matthew and HFN going to tear down another one and even see maybe a couple more. Gotta watch out, though. Going for Jericho does have the turnaround potential. Certainly is there. Looks like Anti-Mage going to teleport out from the top lane, but HFN still going in pretty deep here. Up against 2 Familiars. That's 2 stuns, and they do have their Scythe as well. Here comes the Faceless Void. Where's the Ice? Needs to be here. They don't have any Diffusal Blade for this one. They're doing no damage. Chronosphere literally doing nothing. Completely countered by that Ghost Shroud, and now Tekka. Snowball is not going to connect, but they do shard him. He's Scythed, and he's dead. No help from King RD, who's a little bit too far away to give him that Edict. Now he's in a little bit of trouble as well. Pushed back by Jen, lassoed up as well, and he's going to die in kind. Everyone getting put into this meat grinder on both sides. Big survivors, though, particularly this Weaver, 405. That's a reason for going for a Diffusal Blade first. Still, I think this build is probably better, but man, you gotta be able to make sure you land that Chronosphere and then land the damage afterwards. Otherwise, you know, 140-second, 4-second stun is... it's not that great, let's say. The Anti-Mage did escape that one alive as well. Battle Fury, and he's gonna start skyrocketing in farm. And if Weaver's surviving these fights and still farming the waves, then yeah, he can remain competitive in the farm, even against the Battle Fury Anti-Mage. That is a big ask, however. The fights just typically aren't going to happen with that much frequency. They're placing a lot of pressure here on this Weaver's farm. His ability to survive and carry the game. And Luccini do have, I think, enough answers to deal with this Weaver. It's not going to be easy for them, but it's possible. They're able to get any sort of additional disable for the Weaver. Like even something as simple as Rod of Atos on the Necrophos. Or, you know, Aghanim Scepter is good too. More Scythes is just more stuns. You can throw them out a little bit earlier and not be too upset if it doesn't get you the kill. Tekka also having a really tough time. Gonna go for a Vlad's. Not bad, though I do think probably a casual cloak is in order here, at least. You need to make sure that you don't get insta-gibbed off of that Batrider initiation. Like, again, Batrider into immediate Scythe is damn difficult to deal with. Not sure if there's a build that Faceless Void can really go for that'll be able to prevent that entirely, but you gotta try.
Dire structures are fortified.
Weaver is circling around from the back here. We'll run into an Anti-Mage, and Anti-Mage will blink out. Matthew pops the Darkness, and we'll charge in. Ice Blast as well. And we'll kill a creep. CS. Zinder is spotted now. And with HFN on the case, this Visage is in a lot of trouble. Cloak is powerful, and they are going to jump in, lasso the Night Stalker, because they don't have a way of getting through that Lincoln Sphere. Chronosphere is going to land onto pretty much everybody, but again, there's no follow-up here. The Night Stalker is going to get bailed out by the Oracle, but the Anti-Mage is going to arrive. Make short work of the Faceless Void and HFN. Where is he? He's trying to go for Jen right now. He doesn't quite have enough damage to easily get these kills. Will, with help of the Night Stalker, snag it in the end. 2 for 2. Fairly even exchange, but this Anti-Mage, man, it's so much of a bigger problem than this Weaver down the line. At least it feels like.
Middle tower has fallen.
AA, no Ice Blast. HFN will slither away. Still surviving in these engagements, still getting kills, and still is able to farm. We see the Anti-Mage, though, doing exactly the same thing. It's not very frequently you see an Anti-Mage show up to these fights and actually have such a large contribution. But DC's lack of a third hard-hitting hero really making it easy for Anti-Mage to go in and just be confident that he won't die. If he's caught in a Chronosphere and if he's going to get hit with the Ice Blast, then for sure DC have enough gas to take him down. That timing, though, is going to be closing ever so quickly. As the Anti-Mage gets more and more items. It's going to get bugged by HFN. Peaceful coexistence. Fusel Blade is up, but I'm pretty sure Anti-Mage is going to burn your mana faster. Although, backup is coming in. Anti-Mage, if he gets silenced here, well, he's actually out of mana now. Here comes the rest of the team. They will root him down and annihilate him. Literally everyone there from DC shows up, and they take a huge kill in the AM. The Ancient Apparition takes the last hit. They do hold the Ice Blast as well. Is that a full Ags? No, that's a Force Staff. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing when you could have been having Ags, man. Force Staff is really good in this game, though.
Dire's middle tower is under
And try to keep the Weaver alive. That's the name of the game. When King RD's pretty much his whole task.
is under attack.
You keep the Weaver alive, you can die a happy
Structures
Oracle.
are fortified.
Just go ahead for a push. Purifying Flames, keeping the front creep alive a little while longer. HFN once again gonna slither out of there. Luccini can make a defense here. They're gonna go for a Radiance Oracle. Love this build in this game. Just out farming the enemies. Seems like that's the best and easiest way for Luccini to win this game. He actually abandoned that Ags build up, it seems. I mean, you find yourself with Relic Gold, you're not going to say no. Especially going up against a Weaver. A couple of misses. And right now for the Weaver, every single hit is so precious.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Even the tower being denied, that hurts for DC.SA. Pretty much Luccini doing all the right things. Would like to see them try to be a little bit more aggressive on this lasso. They do need to wait for a Force Staff on the Bat Rider so that he has at least a chance of killing off the enemy Weaver. Now he has, internally within this one hero, a way of jumping in, blowing the Lincoln Sphere of the Weaver, and lassoing him afterwards. And again, every single time you lasso, that should be a Scythe. You see if King RD is fast enough to bail him out. It's not a super easy Bat Rider game. So far, King RD has not really been able to provide those saves. It's a little bit clunky. Why isn't Oracle picked more versus Necrophos? Well, that's not good. Chronosphere lands onto 0 things. His Anti-Mage is going to walk out of there. I mean, you still go for that, right? It sucks that you missed, but you kind of have to go for those. You do have two-handed Midas working away for DC.
Dire's middle tower is
Jen
under attack.
looking for a target over in mid lane. Anti-Mage not too far away. He's gonna bump into a Night Stalker, but he's kind of by himself right now. Everyone else is partying in the bottom lane. Ice Blast nails Jericho. HFN gonna set up a kill for Attune. And also Bat Rider used his lasso. Is gonna run into the spooky carry Ancient Apparition, but finds an Invis Rune. I'm pretty sure he was fine anyway. Just the blink out. Keeps him safe. HFN still leading the Anti-Mage in farm. Game is close, but this is not good. There's no lasso, though. He kind of wasted it on the bottom lane. There is going to be a Flame Break. Double Familiar stuns. Oh, one. Not going to happen just yet. Another Time Walk out. He's getting a little bit too close to the enemy tier 1, so they're going to fall back. HFN, Anti-Mage now. Taking a fight, perhaps. Night Stalker. If he lands this silence. Oh, he used it on the wrong thing. There's still a chase with the Diffusal Blade. He's running low on mana. Time lapse to bring the Weaver back a little bit. He is going to be in for a little bit of trouble. King RD does ditch his ultimate before he goes down to the Scythe. Well, he's not going to die to the Scythe, but he still goes down. Dire's Courier does, in fact, die as well. HFN is going to get a little bit of extra regen afterwards. That was not the engagement they're looking for. Trying to kill off an anti-mage by burning off his mana with a diffusal blade is really, really tough unless you're like a Naga and have additional illusions. HFN is going to take no damage. Although, I'm not really sure about this, Tusk. The Weaver isn't going to chase him down. Probably could have easily killed him off. This is not good. Anti-mage doesn't have a blink though. Got dilated. Can't chase after him. And oh, HFN not done yet. Both couriers will fall. Zinder though is going to die as well. This assassin Weaver cannot be stopped, it seems. Getting really far ahead and is going to find another touch with Shukuchi and he's dead. There we go. He has more diffusal blade charges. Jen's going to actually try to teleport out. It's going to be pretty close. And he got him. Just enough damage. Now level 20, additional agility. And the Weaver is doing his best to carry this game for his team. But is it enough? They haven't really made great strides into the tier 2s of Luccini right now. So they definitely have to look towards doing that in the future. Oh my god. This is actually happening? Is this real life? He has a Shadow Blade and he's going for Sheepstick. That is incredible. I mean, I don't care what hero you're playing, guys. If you have a Blink or Shadow Blade and a hard disable, you're going to be, in some situations, valuable to your team. Even if you are a mid lane AA. Now, right now, the Shadow Blade is, let's be honest, it's not that good. Right-click AA is, unfortunately, not a thing. Believe me, I've tried. Once he gets the sheep, though, a surprise sheep out of nowhere. Another way for DC to start those fights. Is that really what you want to be doing with your mid lane? Probably not. But it's not like he has a lot of choices right now. He's still actually not that far behind in the farm department. Oh, jump in. King RD is going to get tagged with the lasso. He may be able to save himself for a little while here. They do have a Chronosphere right around the corner, but HFN can't really help out. Here comes the ice. Here comes the jump in. Chronosphere. No, just a dilation right now. Everyone else is going to slide down except for Zinder, who got caught in the low ground. Poor guy, just completely abandoned by his allies. 1-for-1 trade. Slightly better for DC there. But pretty much negligible difference. I mean, bottom lane, Anti-Mage is still being a pain in the ass. Gotta try to focus down this AM, but with Manta Style up, it's pretty much Chronosphere or bust. If you do land a Chronosphere on the Anti-Mage, for sure they can take him down, but until that happens, he's going to be rather immune. Pretty much everything. Crippling Fear, as good as that is going to be split out with the Manta Style. Eventually you'll have the Sheepstick.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We have more Lincoln Spheres being built up. Anti-Mage is spotted. Slowly heroes are converging. Here comes the Shadow Blade AA. Wow, incredible. You see that? Like 2,000 gold item value, guys? 3,000 gold item? Insane value. Now this is a little bit better though. Oh, Crippling Fear. Mid-cast. They did complete the Ags on the Night Stalker, so chasing this Anti-Mage down is feasible. They will see absolutely everything. They don't really see what they want to see, which is the Anti-Mage. They will see a Visage. Poor guy. I mean, he's pretty close to his allies. There is one familiar here which will slow down the Night Stalker, but man, it does not slow down the Weaver. And this familiar also should be dead. More and more cash. But still not on the right heroes. Not on the heroes that matter. Be able to jump into Roche though. Butterfly build here for HFN. Bill is really heavily reliant on King RD. Get him out of that kind of lasso scythe threat zone. But man, is he doing a lot of damage. We'll need to level 2 Diffusal Blade shortly. But he has an Aegis, so right now, his lack of HP, his lack of survivability is not an issue. It is somewhat of a concern that their team is going all in towards the top lane. Kind of leaving that Weaver by himself. Now this is something you don't see every day. 2 heroes flying after, chasing. I don't think they have any way of canceling it. Cold Feet, hell yeah, cast that spell. Good spell, for sure. Jamar's gonna take the tower, but so will HFN, so ultimately, just a tier 2 for tier 2 trade. Snowball? Good luck, bro. Good freaking luck doing that. This is a Weaver we're talking about with Butterfly Flutter. Anti-Mage will get out of there just fine. Really hard to land a Chronosphere. Will be a lot easier once you get to level 25. Obviously, you get the Time Walk range, or you get a Blink Dagger, but with Lincoln Sphere in the Quick Buy, I actually still think it might be worth going for a Blink Dagger over this Lincoln's. That'll give you the best chance possible at catching that Anti-Mage. Actually went for Diffusal Blade. Again, it's a really good item to have versus that Necrophos, but for Faceless Void, it does seem like going for a Glass Cannon build instead of a very utility-heavy build with Ags and Blink Dagger is a little bit risky. Oh, Jamari. Familiar. Does stun. Weaver does have a time lapse. He'll jump right back out to the trees. Lincoln Sphere is going to hold. There's Force Staff and Lasso, but that won't really do enough. So the Weaver will scuttle away one more time. This is a Night Stalker with Gem. Map control and split push for the Anti-Mage. A lot more difficult, at least when it's nighttime or when Night Stalker has his ult. All about that Weaver, all about that Anti-Mage. Does have the Abyssal now. That's something that Weaver will really struggle to deal with. Usually you're not going to still have the False Promise on the Oracle by the time you... for a counter Abyssal Blade Mesher, it's going to be almost every single time trying to at least counter a Lasso. Or if he's even able to get it off, seems like the Oracle has been initiated upon every single time. There's only so much you can do about that. In the meantime, BKB on Necrophos. And even more HP, not to mention the evasion that he has. I mean, he's almost level 25 also. He's pushing that level pretty quickly. There's some serious high danger stuff here on Luccini that DC so far have pretty much avoided the worst of, but it doesn't seem like it's going to last forever. HFN is pushing by himself. He does tear through structures really quickly. Does take it down. Perhaps the darkness being cast there by the Night Stalker. A little bit intimidating. Bottom lane still being pushed. Got a couple scans coming in, a couple TPs coming in. Scan's going to go red, so Anti-Mage knows that something might be up here. And I'm pretty sure he'll figure out what it is. Lincoln Sphere again is going to protect the Faceless Void from all these single target disables. Scythe, Lasso. It's probably like a Lincoln's into Blink into Ags build. I still don't think you go for... Maybe you do go for a lot of damage. I don't know. It does seem like Weaver is going to struggle to do this all by himself. As of right now, this game is as even as it can be. Just the fact that all this farm on DC.SA is focused in on a Weaver. Or, no, it's not even the fact that it's on a Weaver. It's the fact that it's on one hero. And you're up against a Necrophos. So, Necrophos is... That's kind of his specialty. Killing off that one guy. I'm not really sure if this is considered good farm for a mid AA. But again, Shadow Blade into Sheepstick. Really clean way of initiating. There is a gem on the Bat Rider. But even then, if you run into one another, there's a chance you are able to just straight disable him before he's able to blink out or really escape from you. So, yeah, I mean, that is something that DC desperately need. With the supporting crew, even Night Stalker, like, oh, they also need this Faceless Void to not die, but it looks like that ship has sailed. Lincoln Sphere will maybe save him from that next time, but as of right now, Faceless Void down, Anti-Mage pushing this bottom lane for all he's worth. Butterfly not quite up on him just yet, but just waiting. HFN's going to arrive. Does have a buyback, or should, yeah, just barely. There's a Blink Abyssal here, but it will be eaten by the Lincoln Sphere. Night Stalker is coming in, doesn't scout the Anti-Mage, is going to instead see the Tusk as Weaver. Gonna jump into action, Shikuchiing down here as fast as possible. Void onto Jericho. Matthew also sees the Bat Rider, silences him. And Snowball is gonna drag the Tusk all the way towards Matthew. He does have a Blink and a TP. Does he have enough? No, he's dead. He's pretty dead. We got a Tusk. Whoop-de-doo. What a swing pick. Now, I'm still kind of impressed that HFN is more farm than the Anti-Mage. It is not easy to stay ahead in the Anti-Mage's farm unless you're like a Naga Alk level character.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But Weaver, I mean, yeah, he's getting kills. 9-0-9. Most important there is the 0.
Dire's top tower has
And
fallen.
now we have the culmination of mid AA. It has all been for this, guys.
Dire's top tower
Every single minute of this game, every single creep kill, every single dude turned to gold has been so that Ancient Apparition could invis up, find an Anti-Mage, and then sheep him. Oh, HFN loses his Lincoln Sphere. King RD is too far away. Can he protect him? Yes, he will. False Promise going to keep him alive. And now with the heals, Weaver does get the time lapse out. Chronosphere going to turn around onto 2, including the Anti-Mage. Can they focus him down? He's not taking that much damage. Now, Snowball's coming in. HFN not that healthy right now. Already the time lapse. He's got to get out of here. And it seems like he still is going to try to go for the Anti-Mage. Attune going to arrive. Sheepstick onto the Anti-Mage with the freeze. It's not even going to do it. It doesn't perfectly synergize. He's still chasing after the Anti-Mage with the Diffusal Blade there. They're going to try to focus him down. Ice Blast, and they will take him down. HFN's still alive. Somehow, they're going to run to a handful of support heroes. Zinder is going to go 1v3. HFN just slowly backing off, looking for a good angle to initiate on some heroes in the back line, but it's Matthew to die elsewhere. Snowball in towards the Ancient Apparition. Does have another Sheepstick. We'll get it off. Jericho is going to be beaten down. Shikuchi, one more right click. There you go. Got another one. And they also take down the Visage. Here comes the Bat Rider. He's back with another timeless from HFN. The bashes, as well as the right clicks from Tekka, will take down 4. And HFN is still alive. Tekka is still alive as well. And they're looking for a 5th. The Bat Rider is going to probably slip away here. And he will be just fine as he's just jungling. But man, oh man, that was a clutch save from that Oracle. An Oracle who, by the way, doesn't have jack shit in his inventory. Just walked up, giving the Weaver just a couple of seconds of guaranteed safety. And baby, you got a stew going. It's going to be a massive 4 for 1. Really? That was a 4 for 1? Didn't feel like a 4 for 1. My god.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See, the Anti-Mage, though, is quite the problem. It is not the most elegant way of dealing with an Anti-Mage. Even though Chronosphering on the Anti-Mage, I mean, that is the best case scenario there. Oh. Tekka? Really? Really? This is a gem holder, so if you can get it, great, but I'm not really sure if that's a possibility. Yule Scepter will actually block the Snowball. Now he's going to time walk in. HFN is here as well. They don't have an answer to this Anti-Mage because they just used it. Oh well. Ancient Apparition, unfortunately too far away, but oh wow, he actually snagged him. 360 no scope, and now they see the Anti-Mage. He doesn't have Mantis Style. Oh no, that means he's gonna stay silenced, although the Snowball's gonna bail him out. The bugs will be dodged, and the Necrophos' arrival will prompt their retreat. King RD does not want to be in that corner. That is a bad place for Oracle to be. Oh, but he protects himself with the Edict right before the Scythe. Perfectly read, like a book. And now Jamari, a couple more shots. HFN's gonna Shikuchi forward, purge it off, time lapse away. Oh, he's styling now. This boy is just going off. And Jericho, in the meantime, being chased out by, I was almost gonna say a couple supports, and I will say a couple of supports. But man, they kill off a whole bunch of heroes, lose their Faceless Void, yes, but HFN still has that crucial 0 death. And oh no, Anti-Mage, Sheepstick, out of the Invis! Ice Blast the ball, they got him! Oh my god, they also Yule Scepter the Visage, who has a Force Staff, but good luck escaping this Weaver. He's gonna get picked off, buyback on the Necrophos. And the Visage, Bat Rider's alive as well. HFN though is just refusing to go down. King RD has another get out of jail free card. There is another Sheepstick as well, just in case Anti-Mage does show up. Well, Weaver's disarmed, that's a little bit awkward. But still, he just wants to take down these buildings. He's just a boy who is looking to destroy some buildings. Right, so they do jump in onto the Ancient Apparition, but there's no damage here, so he's not even going to use the False Promise. And now they jump into the backline with the Weaver. They've separated Jamari from the rest of the squad. Jan as well will be quickly dealt with by HFN. Shikuchiing back towards the Tusk will get another. Here comes the bubble onto the Necrophos. Yo, he's getting so much trouble right now. The Ice Blast will seal the deal. He does not have a buyback. Anti-Mage, can you do this all by yourself? Sheepstick, is it there? No, it is actually yes back, but there's not enough mana here. The Weaver Again, Shikuchi'd out. Oh my god, DC just went Super Saiyan like 1 trillion right now. What the hell is... This game was so close for like 35 minutes, and then suddenly we have this. Anti-Mage doesn't have Manta Style. There is not that much mana here on the AA, but there's also not many buildings alive in this mid lane. DC, off of nothing more than just a handful of pickoffs on anti-mages in bad spots, walk in and take racks. They could also back up and go for Roche because, you know, it's alive now, or go for Shrines. World is their oyster. Oh, anti-mage, no. Not like this. Oh, he activates the Shrine, but no! Why did he chase forward by himself? He got debated so hard. So hard. And oh my god, this sheepstick is actually the most legit thing in the world. The thing is though, like, literally any item with the sheepstick could be doing this exact same thing. But that's not the point, guys. The point is that it's working, and it's working on an AA. Jericho does have a snowball right now. They're going to let him walk because HFN is merciful. Maybe not towards Zinder, who's really deep in the trees. HFN can't find an easy way in though, so he's just going to settle for the buildings. I'm sure he's going to cry all the way to the bank. Jump in, they get the sheepstick. Onto 1, though the snowball will keep them safe. Chronosphere's not up for another 10 seconds. Tekka, though, refusing to go down as the Ice Blast shotgun. It's actually going to miss onto Jericho, point blank range. Tekka's now off on the side, fighting up against a million things, including his own creep wave, kind of bogging him down, but good game is called. What the hell? What the hell, man? Is HFN a good player? I don't actually know, guys. Is AA mid? Is that how it's supposed to work? Is that really how it's supposed to work? I just got bamboozled. But man, 18, 0, and 13. King RD's protection of that scythe in the last fight, or not the last fight, whatever that fight was near the shrine. That was sick. The anti-mage seems like he was always caught out of position without Manta Style, so if you do get hit with the Crippling Fear, you don't have any way of protecting yourself. But man, oh man, they were just waiting. They were just waiting for the timing that is Shadowblade Sheepstick on Ancient Apparition mid. If you hit that timing, GG. Easiest game in the world. Can't lose. What a game, guys. What a series. I mean, it would have been more interesting to see Luccini take this game, and then you have a third one, and I don't know what you can possibly do as a tune after this one. Like, how do you top mid Enchantress into mid AA? I don't know if that's possible, but like, so close for so long, and then just Digital Chaos saying, okay, the fun is over. It's time to end this game. And with that, guys, it's also time to end this stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The SLI South American Qualifiers has one more day to go. It's going to be DC.SA waiting in the grand finals for either Luccini or SG Esports. And again, should both be played tomorrow. I'm Mike Loris. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys. If you enjoyed the games, then, well, there's still one more day to go. Other regions as well starting to gear up, so be prepared for that. If you enjoyed the casting, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at Mike Loris. You can follow my Twitch channel as well. And guys, it's been a hell of a ride. I'll see you guys next time. GG.